Hey, it's the Chubby Bartender Podcast with your host, Jason Gillum and Chad Reynolds. With a special guest each week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hey, here we are.
Looky who we got, boys.
Yeah, we got one of the goats sitting right here with us, man.
Al Collins, cheers, my friend.
Yeah,
Pleasure to finally meet you. I have heard your name my entire life, and I can't tell you, I've been excited all week. I mean, well, for 2 weeks. I've been just pumping excited
since
about
I
this.
knew we had it. I mean,
And, you know, I want to hear today, and we've literally haven't had a chance to talk about the show yet, but we've been here for 10 minutes. But I want to hear just start to finish, you know, everything about Al Collins, because, you know, I've not just during this GOAT conversation, but I've literally heard your name since I was able to pick up a ball.
Is that right?
I mean,
wow. Yeah, I mean, you know, man, I think it's going to be fun. I mean, like I said, you were one of my childhood idols, man. I mean, I'd go to games on Friday nights and then during basketball season and baseball. I mean, and it was just, you know, everybody wanted to be like Al Collins. I mean,
every sports conversation, his name has been brought up.
I know.
Everyone.
Well, and then the thing that, you know, a guy my age and your age, the thing we didn't know is like, what went on behind the scenes, man, to all of a sudden you're getting drafted or you get a tryout and then you play baseball for I don't know how many years. I mean, there's a lot of baseball being played there that we didn't know much about.
Oh,
man. I mean, some cards matriculated through Jackson. I got your baseball
I got
card.
Your baseball card.
Yeah, I remember you hanging around when you was a small one.
Yeah.
So you grew up here your whole life?
Yeah, grew up my whole life here. Yeah, graduated 1983. Yeah.
So when did the bug hit you? Because I'm under the impression that you were this way from the time you were 8 years old.
Yeah, pretty much. Ever since little league, minor league, you know, always just trying to find someone to play ball with.
Who was running the leagues back in?
Back in, who was running the league? I think Hondo maybe. Hondo was back in the day. He'd run it some.
God rest his soul.
That's a long time ago, so I can't actually
there was,
really
you had like him. You had Eddie Hughes. Paul Bragg did it.
I think Randy Heath was involved in it a lot. Back in the day.
Yeah.
So you're playing ball.
What little league team were you on?
Yeah,
Eagles. Paul Bragg.
Oh, the Eagles. Okay, and Paul was your coach.
Yep.
And you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that real well. We had some good teams back in the day. Yeah.
So the big debate now, we'll get back to that, is do we put the name on the jersey? I say yes. I say each business in a little league needs to be on the front big. They want to put it on the back now this year. And I'm like,
well, that's where the last name goes.
You make the back famous, man. I mean, you know,
So you remember that though? That long ago, man. So that would have been what, early 70s?
Oh yeah, that would have been probably. Let me see. Born 65. Yeah, it'd probably been around the 74, 75. Yeah. Way back in the day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you started off on High Street, and that's the only field they would have had back
that's all we had back in the day. Yeah.
So that place was just a baseball complex.
If I remember right, it used to have two fences. There was like a short, like a lower fence in front of the big fence.
Yeah, before they put the one big one up.
Yeah.
You just couldn't park in the outfield. That fence. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Well, no. Like there was I don't know what the purpose of it was, but there was like a 4-foot chain link fence, and then like 1 foot behind it or two was the tall one.
Really?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I just remember
that might have come in
afterwards.
late. That might have come in after you left because it wasn't there long. Because by the time I was, 5th and 6th grader playing, it was gone. It was just the one big one.
So your group then were you pitching back in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that you're probably at least then 10 years old. I'm trying to remember how those leagues used to work back in.
Yeah, I was about 10 years old. Yeah. Had 19 home runs that year too.
19,
yeah. But we had a good team though. We had, like I said, Paul.
Now were you the scary pitcher, man? Like back in, like you threw it hard, like kids are like,
I don't know if they're scared of him.
Al can throw a curve, and he's young.
I tried to stay away from curveballs. That hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But Tim Shook always scared me when I was hitting off of him too. He could throw it pretty hard.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah. Sidearm kind of guy.
Oh, he brought it down below. Sidearm guy.
He'd always have me stepping out when I was in the box.
Oh, is that?
Who was your catcher back in?
Todd Davis.
Todd.
Yeah.
Well, you and Todd go way back.
We go way back, way back. Yeah, back in, he's caught me. I think before that, I was on the Coca-Cola team, a minor league baseball team.
Oh,
I think he caught me then, too.
He was on that team, too.
Yeah, we kind of just moved up a little bit. You know?
I heard another guy that caught you the other day, Joey Wyatt.
Yeah, Joey.
Now, was Joey in your class?
Nah, he was 84.
Behind you.
Yeah,
He's behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 1984.
He told me the story of the about the Expos tryout, but we'll get into that. But he was saying you and him both being the same age, both went because he was your catcher.
Yeah.
So
Joey does.
Yeah. So that's why he went for you.
Yeah. But that was nice of Joe.
Yeah.
I wish I could have took him with me.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been real nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you were on the team, and here we go down these side rabbit holes. But I think of Joey Wyatt, and I think you were on the team. We went up to Logan and beat him, and he ran right through the back of the end zone and rang that victory bell.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great win,
Yeah, I
man.
can vaguely remember that. I remember that win, though.
Who did?
Joey.
Joe did?
Yeah. We beat them, and he had caught like the I think maybe the winning touchdown pass, or we beat him.
Joe,
bad.
you're a savage.
He caught it, ran right out of the back of the end zone, and just hammered the bell, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know this
And you wouldn't think Joey would do something
Logan.
like that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't seem like Joey, but
No, he's like the straightest lace guy I've ever met in my life. I can't see him.
There's
do
a guy
this.
from Jackson that has rung the Logan victory bell, and it's Joe Wyatt.
there you go.
Joe, you just went
Right out of the
You
back
just
of the
went
end zone and
Right.
just hammered it.
Man, that's great. So you're 10 years old. You hit 19 home runs. All right. So then where did basketball and football come in?
Just from
Back then.
you know, just when the Biddy League would start over here, basketball.
Memorial Building. Straight Memorial
straight
Building.
Memorial Building, hard.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
that.
Did you guys play on 10-foot hoops out, or did they have the little?
They had
ones
them
there?
little small ones.
Yeah,
at
that's what
first,
we
But
for
were
third
you-
and fourth grade. Yeah.
Right.
60, 70 a game. Is that what you was getting?
No. The Munn family with your local McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and MacArthur. Need I say more than pull in, get the app open, and pull in spot number 5, and let's go for number 6. Construction projects? Think Geiger Brothers of Jackson. All your construction and engineering needs. Scott Massey, friend of the program. Look him up. 740-286-0800. Just about 35.
No, we had a lot of good scorers on that Biddy League team. It was, like again, Todd and me, and we had the Norris boys. You remember them from Wellston? Bill and Bub Norris?
Oh, yeah.
They was on our team.
Okay. Now, what was your Biddy League team?
Henry's.
Henry's.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Henry's grocery store.
Henry's grocery store, yeah. The green and white. The Celtics. Looked like the Celtics a little bit.
But back then, you wouldn't have been able to start football till you was, what, a 7th grade?
Yeah, they didn't have. Did they have
Seventh grade.
flag football back then?
Didn't even have that. No, not my day. We had to wait till you got to 7th grade, like you said, to play
You
football.
chomping at the bit, wanting to try
We were,
that.
yes. And actually, to be honest with you, I didn't even play football my 7th grade year. I don't know what happened. I can't remember. I missed a tryout or something, or missed something. I don't know what it was. I didn't start playing football until I was an 8th grader.
Okay.
I started playing in the 8th grade.
And were you chomping at the bit to play?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
You know, all my buddies was playing, for the school, and I'm like, I'm just out here hanging out at the house, and, playing at the tree, throwing the football at the tree or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, now, what position did you play as an 8th grader?
I think I was a receiver still.
Okay, I was going to say, don't say guard or something, man.
No,
Like-
no. I was never the lineman type of guy. You know what I mean? I'd rather stay out here where I can run from you and hide from you.
You know what?
a
I
little
was always surprised at, and I guess I'm even ripping on my old man here. I mean, he was one of the coaches. Like, you never played quarterback.
bit. My freshman year, I was a quarterback. That's about it. And Terry Atzett moved me to wing back my sophomore year. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't even play till you were an 8th grader. Mm-hmm. You've never seen a football field in your life. Of course, nobody did till they were at least 7th grade.
Right. Yeah, you didn't know.
And then when did you get moved to varsity?
Well, when I was a sophomore, like a quarterback my freshman year, and then as a sophomore, you can get on the varsity. And
So you started in lettered then?
didn't start in football as a sophomore. No.
Okay.
No, just that. Like I said, that was that 81 class. They was
they
was already
good,
loaded.
Yeah.
But, 82 and
No,
83.
you got to play though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was on the kickoff team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had the one start there against
Yeah,
Iron.
you probably lettered that year.
Oh yeah, I lettered that year.
Yeah.
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 I did get one start. I think as a sophomore. Like I was telling you earlier,
Iron.
It was the Iron game when
that's great,
John
yeah.
Morrow had a bad ankle and Chris Cole was sick. And yeah, Alan, go on in there against Iron. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Sure.
You'll be ready. Yeah.
I'm ready. But hey, it was a great experience.
Oh heck yeah.
From what I've heard about you, you were a guy that just everything about ball. Mm-hmm. That's all you did.
Yeah, pretty
was
much.
ball.
It kind of came to you naturally, didn't it, Al?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's just something I always like to do. I mean, I just get up in the morning and go find something. I would shovel snow just to shoot free throws.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Down the old Mount Street School back in the day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Now tell me.
Really, I was, yeah.
See, like, I think, and we had this conversation a little bit with Smalley the other night, like guys that were excellent athletes like that, I got to feel like you must have been a really competitive kid.
Oh, I don't like to lose, I will admit.
Like, were you, I mean, from a young age,
Oh, yeah.
like, what do you think developed that in you, man? Was that just another instinct? Like, hey, if I'm going to play...
I'm going to win.
Yeah, right.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And you're probably that way if you're bowling or playing pool or cornhole or anything
I've torn
else.
up many decks of cards, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Just that kind of guy.
Yeah. And that's what we said. Like, that's a common trait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, guys that have been excellent athletes are competitors. And then, like, and we always said, hell, take them to a golf course, take them to a pool table, a bowling alley. They're going to be there to win.
Exactly, yeah. That's
And
pretty
you would
much
say
me.
you fit right into that?
I fit right into that, yeah. That is
You're
exactly
you're
me.
playing your son in checkers. It's like, I ain't letting him win.
Yeah, exactly, son. Sorry. You want this board again tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
Yeah.
So when did you decide? So you played all three, and you played all these years, and I mean, so you were. Are you the number one or you're the number two leading scorer in basketball?
I think there's some people that's past me by this time.
I don't know. I know your name's on the banner.
I know your name is on the banner.
You're in the 1,000-point club.
Yeah, I was behind Ed for a long time, and then
Matt Walburn might be number one.
I think Matt
and Brad Howe.
Yeah, they all. I think
the other three
me.
that own it are after him.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as, but I thought you were number two.
I think they got my name number 2 up there, but when you look at the total points, I think like the Cooper kid, he's
okay,
past
yeah,
me.
that's right. I forgot he did it too.
And
Yeah.
I think even Matt Walburn's got more than me. I think
Brad Howe.
Oh yeah, I think Brad's got more than me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got well more than me. I think he's in the 13.
Yeah.
14.
And the thing though that I think you got to put an asterisk beside it. No disrespect to those guys. Jesus, they
but
were all great.
know.
No 3-point line, dude.
Oh yeah, we didn't have none back in my day. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, to get a 3-pointer, you had to drive to the hole, get fouled,
Right.
and make it.
Right.
And I'd say you probably did that a lot.
yeah.
But you were an outside shooter, though.
Yes, I'd rather shoot one from 30 wide open than go in there with the trees. You know what I mean? I'll take.
Yeah, so you were a guy, hey, you got off the bus, you were in range.
Oh well, yeah. I liked it that way. Like I said, I don't like a hand in my face. So.
Yeah.
Made it harder to shoot, didn't it?
Yeah. I'd rather shoot from out here by myself than go in there with you guys.
So all so you're playing all the. I mean, my gosh. So you got. You base. So then you get into baseball. Now I don't think that there's any. I don't know of any like accolades that we're missing in football, right?
On your sophomore year, you played on the championship team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure you were probably all league. What 1 or 2 years?
Junior, senior year in football.
Yeah. I mean,
So you're all league.
Yeah.
Okay. League. They win the league at junior, senior. Are you all league your junior, senior year?
In football, yeah.
Football, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you move to basketball, which you become at that point in time the number 2 leading scorer in school history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And that gap was 20 years between you and Spriggs.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably 61, wasn't he?
Yeah,
62?
yeah, he was.
Something like that.
how many years were you all league in basketball, Al?
Honorable mention as a sophomore, and then all league junior and senior year.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
So now you've done that, but that's not even the cream of the crop because then we go to his baseball.
The guy went pro in baseball. I mean, those two as slide sport, just the best player, one of the best players in the league,
and now,
for 2 years.
Let me show you what I really do.
Yeah.
Now,
baseball, you played as a freshman, right?
Yeah. Coach Haller. I didn't pitch much when I was a freshman. Like I said, I was mainly in right field, played a little shortstop.
Yeah. Now, tell us about all league honors.
All league, it was junior and senior year, baseball wise.
So, Mike, so your junior and senior year, if I'm correct, you were all league in every sport you played.
Yes. Yeah.
that's amazing. I mean, I knew it was going to be that way. It's just now that you really hear it. It's like,
Well, and I mean, the guy can't be more humble. Like, oh I was all league.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I've only been around you since 2 o'clock. So we're going on 28 minutes that I've actually been around you in real life, and I don't know that you understand the name you have down here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I haven't been around for about 20 years.
We talked about that.
yeah,
Like, I mean, your name gets brought up so many times about all these sports and to be hearing these
Hell,
stories.
we've had guys telling stories about your softball escapades. We've had guys telling stories about you came back and played in the alumni basketball tournament.
Yeah, we've done that.
And some of the stuff that you did in that, I mean, they're not just talking about your high school career, man.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, does anybody want to talk about? I mean, the guy did play baseball.
yeah, that was my first love, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Baseball.
Well, but, you know, it was funny. We had our sons in here sign it, and they asked him, you know, Abram was asking him what his favorite sport was. Because Abram says, I like baseball, but I like football too, you know. And Al said that he would have a hard time answering that question.
Yeah, whatever season it was like, I like football. It's football season.
That's a great answer.
I can't answer because I love them all three. So, you know,
Do you still love them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You're watching them. You're paying attention to
them. Oh,
them.
yeah, sure.
Well, look, the guy's wearing a Jackson Ironman football shirt. I mean,
Right.
So you still pay attention to this stuff?
Oh, well, yeah. Anytime the Jackson on football, TV, yeah, I'm watching it. And the great thing about with all the media now, I can watch it at home in Grove City on my TV.
Well,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What amazing! I mean, you know, Chad and I are pretty. I mean, as far as being out in town, we're out in town a lot. And I mean, I know you met him years ago. I've never seen you until today.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's true. I mean, I've heard your name, but
I've never laid eyes on you until today. And it's like I just kind of figured you just because I had never seen you at a ball game or anything over the years. I just kind of assumed all these years that whenever you left Jackson and you were done with it. Like you know, I mean, I don't mean that in like you know what I'm saying. I mean, I just thought maybe okay, he's moved on. He's not a sports guy anymore or something.
No, always be a sports guy.
Well, and you've come to Jackson football games.
Oh, well, yeah.
Now, tell me, like when you show up at a Jackson football game, do people kind of pester you, or are you able to kind of stay under the radar, or like are there people coming up slapping you on the back like, hey Al, what's up, man? What do you think of this?
I mean, no.
Or you're able to stay under the radar a little bit with.
Well, I don't try to stay under the radar. I'm just me. You know what I mean?
Right, you're right.
You know, it's kind of like.
Yeah.
I think the last game we went to here in Jackson, I was sitting by I think it was Kelly Jo Moore's mom.
Oh yeah,
She's like, Alan, you know them are season tickets, don't you? Seats.
Yeah.
But her husband wasn't there. He wasn't there, so you could sit there. I'm like, okay.
It's like, hey, bud, I'm Al Collins. I'll sit wherever the hell I want. Go get Pat Stevens. We'll ask him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Your name's on every piece of sports equipment in Jackson history.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nah, that was real nice.
So I mean, you grew up over there in Pickletown. I'm gonna call it Pickletown, right?
Yeah.
You know what? You know, so you go through this and you get to baseball. You know how? Tell me how all this stuff ties in, because hey, you know, I'm from Jackson. Chad's from Jackson. I'm just thinking how hard that journey would have been.
Yeah.
Back then, I mean, so you're coming out of Jackson in school. Did you have to pay attention? I mean, I really didn't.
Yeah, I got by.
You got by. That's what I mean. Back then, it wasn't like it is today.
Right. Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? I mean, if you had a teacher, the teachers were just nice and they'd give you a grade.
Yeah, well, you know. Sure.
Yeah. But I mean, were you did you try to go to college for any of this stuff?
I didn't even really know what I was when I was a senior. Probably no, I wasn't even really thinking about college, to be honest with you. I was kind of thinking about the Army, or maybe just sitting out a year, possibly. Because then the letters started coming in. I got to thinking, you know, what am I going to do?
Letters start coming in probably your junior year.
Yeah, junior year they started coming in, but I knew I wasn't ready to go anywhere, you know, after graduation. So I possibly could have sat out, but you know, the baseball thing worked out great. Like,
hey, have you ever heard of AP Prep? Look them up at apprep.info. If you want to earn the day and be your best you, they got boxing classes, they got individual classes for your kids. So look those guys up at apprep.info in Chillicothe, Ohio. You'll be glad you did. Gillum Insurance, we've got lots of things happening at Gillum Insurance. We have moved to 228 Broadway. Right now, guys, with COVID and the pandemic going on, don't be the one caught without life insurance. So give us a call, 740-395-0357.
You know, Joey told you we went to that camp. And
well, I didn't know Al Berger was a scout.
Well, I didn't either for the longest time. But when he got a hold of Terry Boyle, his friend, he held the tryout. And actually, like I said, they signed me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that process was?
I want to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, you're playing. Did this happen between your junior and senior year? Or did this happen your senior year?
Do you mean the camp?
Yeah, or like the
tryout?
Or the tryout.
No, because
or like, what was the process? You went to a
It was like,
camp
well,
and
when our high school baseball season was over, it was kind of the start of summer.
As a senior?
No, I already graduated.
Oh, okay.
So now it's, graduation's in May.
So
or
you're in
something.
June.
Yeah, it's like in June when the guy held the tryout camp.
Okay.
And then
where was that?
it was at the Jackson High School field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hang on. So you're in June. You've already went through every sport. You're graduated as far the world of JHS sports style Collins is officially over.
Over, yeah.
And so at that point in time, no plan.
No plan in place yet.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I want to talk to you about this because I feel like I can relate
All right.
on this. Back then, like unless you had somebody kind of guiding you through that process, the plan was up to you.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
and you probably didn't have anybody guiding you.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that would have been a tough deal, wouldn't it? I mean,
it was a tough deal, yeah.
Like, what did somebody just reach out to you and say, "Hey, Al, we'd like for you to come to this tryout camp"?
Yeah, actually, Coach Berger had mentioned it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had mentioned that he'd got a Montreal Expo scout that was going to come down and hold a camp there and look at some people.
How many people were at that camp?
There was a pretty good bit. I mean,
Any other Jackson guys or?
Oh, there was all kinds of Jackson guys. And actually, out of that camp, Philip King, who was a good athlete in Gal Plus, little center fielder.
Yeah.
See, out of the camp when they signed me, I signed my contract over at Coach Berger's house. They sent me straight.
That's my house now.
Oh, is it really? Sorry.
That's where I live.
But
you had a pro
My God, look
contract.
here. The contract was signed in my house.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's where it was at then.
Yeah, okay,
That was the start of it. Yeah.
Nice.
And then they sent me straight to I flew and met the Calgary Expos in Helena, Montana.
Okay.
Like the next day, as soon as I signed my contract.
You're like, I'm going from Jackson to Helena, Montana.
Stop.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, stop.
Sorry.
Okay. So let's not go there far.
Okay.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
you're 18. You graduated 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was still drunk at that point in time. So then in a weekend,
Right.
you go try out. Luckily here.
Right.
What if that tryout would have been in Cleveland? Would you have made it?
Yeah, probably would have. Yeah.
You were looking.
Yeah. I mean, I was well. No, I wasn't really looking to play professional baseball. If someone would have asked me to go to Cleveland to try out, of course I would have been there.
Yeah.
But you weren't looking to go to you weren't. Were you looking for tryouts? Were you looking?
No, I was not looking.
That's
at
what
that
I'm
time.
saying.
Oh, no.
That's
Did
my
you
point.
think-
Like, what were you going to do? Like,
Did you
what was your-
think after? Did you think after baseball? Like, was it in your head? Like, man, I could play professionally. Did you think that?
Not really.
was it-
It didn't even cross my mind.
Okay.
But I mean, my senior year, I was hoping to maybe get drafted because a lot of places that I went and pitched, there'd be
they were
scouts out there with the
looking,
radar
yeah.
guns looking
Right,
and
right.
getting me on the gun, but none of them really come up afterwards and even said anything.
Okay. And
But
then
Why do
this
you think
guy-
that was?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't know if it was something to do with the high school or something. I mean, because it was the high school game or were you allowed to? I'm not really sure, but none of them actually come up and, talk to me personally.
So here you are. You're
I see him out there with the radar gun, but
Yeah.
You're looking at it and saying, "Holy shit!"
Now did that make you nervous?
What,
When
the
you
radar
co-
guns?
Yeah, like you come out there to pitch in a high school game, and you got guys with jugs guns sitting there. Like, did that? I mean,
Not really. I mean,
Probably
it gives
makes
you a
you-
little extra. You want to try here one?
you thought it maybe helped?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you'd see that, yeah.
I mean, you'd rear back a little, reach for a little more.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying.
So what was the tryout like? What they did?
No, hang on.
Oh, right.
So then you go sign this thing. You go sign this in a weekend, and then the next day, 3 weeks after graduation, you're on a plane going to Montana.
Yeah, that we was playing the Phillies. They was on the road playing the Phillies.
You're not going to practice. You just jump right on team.
Yeah, I met the team in Helena, Montana, and after I signed my contract, I think I pitched the very next night. Yeah, against the Phillies.
God.
Yeah,
So it was a right now.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, signed and
So
playing.
tell me about that trip back home. Like, tell me about whenever you left Al Berger's house, because I mean, did your parents know what was going on?
Well, yeah, they was there when I signed the contract. Yeah.
Okay, so they all knew all this.
Yeah, we was all there with Coach Berger, Terry Boyle, and my parents. I signed the contract. They said they'll hook my flight up, told me where I was going, so I went home and packed, and I think it was a day out. Next day, maybe I flew out.
Now, when you signed that contract, they give you a check.
No. They just knew what I was making. There wasn't very much making them guys, trust me.
Yeah, what was that contract?
That contract was a big whopping $600 a month.
Okay.
In 1983, living in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
Not good.
Okay, not a lot. Is what
Not
you're
a
saying.
lot.
Okay.
$600 a month.
And you would have to get half Canadian money and half American money. I stayed right at the University of Calgary once we got back home. Because a lot of players, we were like college students.
Well, and don't they kind of? I mean, they take care of a lot of your expenses, don't they?
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, when you're there, I mean, like they're paying your meals and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no doubt. Yeah. But we got to pay our own rent, things like that out of our check.
Right.
But like I said, the dorms would help you out a little bit too. It wasn't like it was real expensive.
Right.
So the Calgary Stampeders were there.
The CFL team.
Yeah, CFL. They had a stadium here, and our stadium's like right over here. So I didn't see much at 18, but the dorm and back, pretty much. So.
And I bet the work was intense. I mean,
so you didn't you probably didn't come back to Jackson until like what, October, November?
It was our season's usually over like midway through September, I think it. Because we was in the playoffs that year, middle through September probably.
Yeah,
because we was in the playoffs. Got beat by the Reds.
You come back to Jackson. I mean, you got anything up until that point? Because
I'd like to hear a little bit about the tryouts.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped on you.
No, we were jumping around.
Yeah, we were jumping. I just wanted to see the life change.
Yeah,
That's
what is a major league tryout?
Well, he was holding it just to look at if there was any talent down here.
Right.
Obviously, Coach Berger helped me out tremendously because he must have told Terry that there's a kid down here throwing in the high 80s. You might want to come look at him.
Yeah.
Is that what you were, high 80s in high school?
I believe so, yeah. Somewhere around there. So evidently he just wanted to hold the whole camp to see if there was any more talent.
Yeah.
And like I said, I signed that year, but the next year at spring training, they invited that Phil King from Gallipolis down.
Okay.
So he came to spring training with Montreal.
But did they just watch you pitch?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. I just threw pitchers over here, infielders over there, outfielders over here.
Yeah.
So,
how many pitches?
I can't remember how many it was. Maybe 10, 15, probably.
I mean, your livelihood is based on 10 or 15 pitches.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, about 10 or 15 pitches.
And you're 18.
And I'm 18.
How hard did you throw it that day? What did they clock you?
I think it was in the high 80s, 87, 88, somewhere around there. So I must have been throwing that in high school, obviously.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the high 80s.
But then, all right, now let's go. We're in Helena, Montana. It's like, all right, see you, Al. Yeah, you're in Helena, Montana.
Right.
We'll see you in September.
Right.
What was that life change like? I mean, like, hell, you're in Jackson as a kid one day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, you're pitching the next night in Helena, Montana.
Well,
I mean,
well, it was nice because a lot of it was rookie ball.
Right.
The thing is, you're playing
everybody else in the same situation.
Right. And the season, they weren't too far into their season anyways, because it was the short season.
Yeah.
So, and there were some other high school kids on that team, a lot of draft picks. It was a short season. Like I said, they only played like maybe 60 games of the 120.
Okay.
But they were in the same boat with me. I mean, they're first-year ball players. So
yeah.
Then we just become a family.
I was going to say, did you guys get pretty close?
Oh, yeah. You always do.
Yeah.
And then, you play with some of them guys. I mean, some of them guys that was on that team, shoot, I played with them the next 3 years,
Yeah.
You see them every year.
Okay.
You're probably still friends with them.
Well, yeah, of course, sometimes, if I can get a hold of them, sometimes.
Okay. So all right, you go through that first year. Then do you come back to Jackson?
Yeah,
or
what's
what
life
do you do?
like then? So you go through the playoffs.
Right.
Are you partying? Are you celebrating with the team, and then you come back to Jackson?
I mean, my God, you're young 18-year-old dudes. I think, I mean.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right. When you're a minor league baseball player, once the season's over, though, I'd come back home every off season.
Okay.
Unless you're invited to go play winter ball or instructional league.
Yeah.
Which I think that year in '83, they invited me to the instructional league, so I came home a week. Then went down to St. Petersburg, Florida, for a couple months.
For the winter.
The winter ball. Yeah. Kind of a winter ball thing like that. So.
Okay.
So just living the life that baseball's paying the way.
You're paying the way, and you tell me what to do, and it's a job to me now. So
Does it quickly become a job?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Because you talk about how much. I mean, think how much baseball you're playing at that point.
Right.
I mean, you're probably only thinking about pitching and different.
Yeah, pretty much.
And were they changing your mechanics and stuff like that, or were they showing you how to throw different pitches, or is that just kind of all on you?
Well, no, I mean.
You pick up stuff, probably.
Yeah, you pick up stuff. I mean, like I said, all I had was a fastball and a little bit of a slider.
Yeah.
But as I moved up, later on in life.
Yeah.
But I got by that first year with just, fastball slider pretty much.
Okay.
And, I think I went 5-3 that year or something in that short season. Then came home, and then as I moved up, you got to learn little bit more.
Oh yeah,
to change up.
Well, and I bet that's a tough learning curve, dude. Like you move up from that rookie league to A, and then to Double A. I mean, like there had to be a period in there. Like they throw you out there on the mound and you go out there and get rocked.
Yeah.
So then you're like, damn, man.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I had a decent first year there. I mean, 5-3. It wasn't great, but it wasn't really horrible.
No.
So, but the next year out of spring training, yes, they did send me to like one of our higher A teams, the long season.
Yeah.
That was my struggle year.
Was it?
Yeah. 'Cause I thought, well, if I want to be a starter, I'm going to have to mix in a couple more pitches.
Right.
So I thought I'd become a curveballer. Throw a curveball.
It's like I can't just live on throwing seeds.
Yeah, these guys now you're facing UCLA people, USC, Arizona State.
Give us some names. Who are you facing in that league?
The South Atlantic League. That was can't think of right offhand anybody.
Anybody that we'd know that went on maybe.
Been a long time. 84. It might ring a bell here in a second. I can't really. 84. I'm trying to think.
But the hitters got a lot better.
Well, yeah, and then me hanging curveballs didn't help matters either. I think that year I ended up like 6-12.
Previously you weren't a curveball pitcher.
Oh no, I don't.
You weren't throwing a lot of breaking stuff.
I thought I might want to mix one in. They thought it might help me being a starter to mix some more pitches in.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have the bite to it.
Okay. So were you always a starter, or I thought did they ever move you to a reliever?
Actually, basically after that year when I was 6-12,
okay.
out of spring training, the next year, I was a short reliever in Jamestown, New York. The New York Penn League.
Now, did you like the short relief better than being a starter?
Yeah, I did because you're pretty much in the game a lot more. You
you're playing almost every day.
Right? Yeah, you got a lead, you're up 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it's kind of the setup guy. Like you'll go 2-3 innings max.
Well, the short reliever, they'd rather have you in there just to get the out, get the save.
Yeah,
try to get the save. But I've been a long reliever too, short reliever. So basically, whatever they needed done, I would do it.
Okay.
And you're how old at that point?
That was 84, so I'd have been 19.
You'd been all this happens then. So how many years were you with the Expos?
6.
6 total.
Yeah, 83 to 88.
83 to 88. But they had another team that was in New York.
James,
everybody has
jumping divisions there,
see,
trying to figure out how that all works.
Okay, in 1983, there's a rookie ball.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to A ball, which we had 3 single A teams.
The Expos did.
The Expos did, yeah. There was a New York Penn League, which was a short season.
Okay.
Then you had the South Atlantic League, Gastonia, and West Palm Beach.
Okay.
West Palm Beach with the Florida State League was your high A.
Yeah.
Next step's double A, then triple A.
Okay.
Yeah. All but the Expos,
Okay. That's how that all works.
Yeah, before you get to the big leagues, you got to go through the ladder. Unless you absolutely awesome, have a great year.
But that doesn't happen very often.
Right. Yeah.
So you spent 6 years with that Montreal's organization.
Right, yeah.
So at what point, I mean, so now we're back on Wood Avenue. You're 8 years old, and you've been doing this now. So you're 24 years old, so you've been doing it a while.
Right.
At what point do you have to say, okay, or did they decide that? Did you decide that? I mean, when did you decide that, hey, I'm going to have to put baseball behind me?
Well, I didn't want to ever do that, but after the 1988 season, they released me finally.
Okay.
Then in 89, I really didn't get any invites to spring training.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, a couple I didn't want. Just not go back to A ball and start over again after 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were in AAA, correct? At the end of that,
when I was with the Indians, towards the end of my career in 90.
90. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 6 years in Montreal, then you jumped to where?
The Cleveland Indians.
You went to the Indians.
Yeah. So they signed me midway through the season. They had a double A team in Canton, Akron.
Okay.
And I just happened to be toying around pitching in like a summer league in Cleveland.
Okay.
Then I think it was Russ Snyder or something had told somebody. He was a writer for the Beacon Journal, I believe, in Canton, Akron.
Yeah.
He had gotten a hold of somebody or a scout, told him to come over and look at me. And the scout now, he didn't say nothing to me after the game. He said, we'll get back to you. So I went to Myrtle Beach the next day. As soon as I get to Myrtle Beach, they call, can you be back in Canton, Akron to sign a contract? Again, didn't let me know nothing the night or the next night, so I figured I already had a vacation planned.
Yeah.
I lasted 2 days.
Yeah.
Can you be back in Canton to sign this? I'm
Yeah.
like, sure, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So you turn right around.
Turned right around. Yep.
Drove
Drove
right back.
Man, that's
past Jackson up, went straight to Canton.
that's got to be a grind. Like when you get to that point
Yeah,
where
what's
you're
life like?
you're looking for a team.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, now are agents at play in this, or are you your own agent? You're the guy that has to.
I'm just pretty much my own agent. This
Okay,
time.
So you're
Yeah.
navigating through the weeds yourself.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
and,
Yeah.
and
That's
so like,
dangerous, isn't
and,
it?
Yeah, pretty much,
and
yeah.
you're wanting to play.
Right. Want to play? Yeah.
And so you take a call, and it's like, well, all right, let's go.
Let's go. Where
and then you probably got up there, and you're playing the next day. Then.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. I signed the contract there, and they put me in a hotel that night. I
Yeah.
dressed the next night. Yeah.
Oh
Pretty
my.
much.
Yeah. And that was double A.
Double A, straight to double A.
Yeah.
Which 6 years with Montreal, I couldn't get out of A ball for some odd reason.
Oh, you never got out of A ball with
With
Montreal.
Montreal, nope. I was in that Florida State League 86, 87, and 88.
Yeah, you were
They thought
down
I was the mayor there.
Weren't you? Weren't you down there in Miami for a while?
I was
right?
I was in West Palm Beach with the Expos for 3 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
West Palm Beach. That must have sucked.
Oh, yeah, it was
my
rough.
gosh.
I mean, hey, now, I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I've heard, that just life was, a party back then.
We had some good times.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, do you think that helped you? Did that hurt you?
Oh, no, not at all. There wasn't no partying like that going
Yeah,
on or something like
okay.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm
100
asking. I don't
160 game schedule that year. I mean,
know.
pretty
You're not
much.
partying too much.
No,
Well,
no.
and I
You're playing 7 days a week, and
Yeah.
then when you get a rain out, you got to play 2 the next night. So it's kind of one of them.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like you're kind of always working,
Right.
and then you're also you're a pro,
Right.
and you're trying to move up.
Right.
There's probably a lot of pressure on that, dude.
It is. See, I think the reason I was there so long is just my stats were kind of. I didn't have the great stats, didn't have the bad stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
right.
Kind of like
kind of middle of the road,
right, kind of the middle of the road guy. We can't release him, but I don't think he's quite ready for double A. It's like 8-5.
Is there a point where you start getting frustrated with
Oh
that?
yeah, there was.
I mean,
And who are you venting to back then? Who are you talking? Just teammates and just.
Well, Felipe Alou, he was my manager all 3 years, so he
okay.
was a great manager. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'd go in his office every now and again, like can I get some more innings? Spot start something, do something. And actually, the last game I threw for in my Montreal career with them was the no-hitter against Miami. That was the last game in '88.
No hitter, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
against the Baltimore
awesome,
Orioles. It was like a second game of double headers about midnight, I think. No one, like a rain delay. Okay. I don't care if everybody's here.
Nobody was there.
Yeah, it was like 7-inning game.
Go out there and throw a no hitter. Nobody's really seeing it.
Well, there's a little bit of people there, not too many though. But starts getting about 11 o'clock at night.
diehards, yeah.
Diehards, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you run into Jose Canseco and his brother and all that?
Well, that was when I was with the Indians in 1990 when I went to
Okay.
Tucson, Arizona, spring training.
Okay.
Yeah, they were out there.
They were out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
see, I've never been to Arizona. I was always in the other
Southern,
league.
yeah.
Florida, yeah.
In the Florida league.
Yeah. So yeah. Now here's another change.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how it works in the minors, but like you go from Montreal to Cleveland. Okay. Now they got a DH.
Right.
Kind of changes the pitching strategy, correct?
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
What did you see? All Major League just agreed to go DH.
Yeah, I
across
seen
the-
that.
What do you
Right.
think about that, man? As a pitcher, you think that's crap?
Well, I mean, I liked hitting personally myself. Wasn't real
Right,
good against
right.
the pro guys up there, but But other than that, though,
How was your stick as a pitcher, man?
I think
Were you proud of it?
We hit 19 home runs down there. At
Oh, yeah, Eddie Jones. Yeah.
I was like, plus the All Stars, yeah.
Yeah.
But the pros, I'd probably rather have the DH because you take,
Oh, really?
well, you take a chance on getting hit.
Oh, sure.
Because there's a lot of right-handed pitchers who bat left-handed.
Right.
And if you get hit, you know what I mean, on that pitching
Oh
elbow.
boy, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
But I did have one hit. I took Ramon Martinez years ago off the wall in Vero Beach. That was my claim to
yeah,
fame.
there you go. That's awesome.
I swung at the first pitch. It was a fastball. I was like,
And you hit it.
Yeah, I hit it. Well, I'll just hit it.
You said your famous strikeout was Jose Canseco.
Well, spring training game, big league game.
You
spring
got
training
him?
game. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, I guess. Once.
Sat him down, eh?
Saddle
Canseco, bud.
Yeah.
Jackson Boyle will put you back on the
Get
bench.
you some more juice there, Jose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jackson Armand out there. Just put you right back on the bench, bud.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had a brother. You said his twin brother?
yeah, Ozzy. I think it's his. I don't know. I think he's a twin. I'm pretty sure he's a twin. Yeah, Ozzy. Yeah, they're a twin.
So as you're looking back on your pro career,
Right.
did you like the years in Cleveland better than the 6 years with the Expos, or like where do you rank at, man?
Well, Cleveland. I mean, I like to be in Cleveland because they was giving me a shot, and I was getting closer to the.
Like you felt like things just moved faster there. Was that because you were better, or what do you think it is?
What's really weird is when I signed with Cleveland. Of course, you're the new guy. You're going to be on the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
So when I got there, it was really weird because, I'd be the last one to get in, like a mop roll because I'm the new guy. But, But it started getting to a level. I had like 27 scoreless innings coming out of the bullpen.
Oh, my.
Before I even got scored on. Then they ended up putting me in the rotation at the end of that 89 season.
Okay.
Because we had Jeff Shaw, Greg McMichael.
Still as short relief or
just a long reliever, any kind of reliever, whatever needed done. We had a stopper there that we call him the short guy.
Yeah.
So they would put me in like the scrub, not really scrub games, but then again, as it got to about 27 scoreless innings when I first got there, Jeff Shaw at the time was in the starting rotation with us. He was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
So they put me in the rotation and moved him
as a starter again.
Yeah. And then put Jeff to let him work some things out in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Which was probably a great job for Jeff Shaw because he ended up being a great reliever.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where, you know what I mean?
That's where it switched.
So,
But how did you like going back to the starter then?
I didn't mind it because I was throwing the ball well there. Like I said, that's when I started learning how to.
Do you go in? Are there times where you just freaking lose the touch or something? And like you got to get it back. You got to work. I mean, but like that, like at that time, you're saying you were just grooving the ball. I mean, just you were feeling good. It was.
Well, we've all had them days where you can't find the plate. Yeah.
Oh,
Trust me there. So if that fastball's not finding it, I'll try to switch to something else. A lot of times my fastball will be everywhere, and I'll throw a 2-0 slider, 3-1 changeup. I mean, you got to do that as you move on.
And I got to think, like as a pitcher, the mental game that goes on out there on the mound.
It's a guessing game, yeah.
Because like you go out there, just let's say your fastball's not hitting,
right?
So you immediately got to think, all right, man, what's plan B? What am I going to do?
Right. You try to find it. Yeah, that's when you go to something else. And
then do you come back to the fastball then?
I do. I mean, I to control a fastball, I always had better control on spotting it. I throw a 4-seam fastball.
Yeah.
But it's straight as an arrow. So if you make a mistake, these hitters are going to, So I always like to throw with the seams because it would get some sink on it. But like you said, when you can't find it, that's when you got to go to plan B.
Okay.
See if the slider's working. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they help you a little bit.
Try to throw some ground balls.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like with the seams, with the sinker, to get the ground ball, double play ball.
Yeah. Wow. See, that's just a lot of thought going on.
It is.
So that's a high baseball IQ. Right there.
Now, are they also like they're calling pitches from the dugout? Correct?
Oh no, they don't call them from the dugout. It's me and the catcher.
Okay, so you guys are just working together.
Yeah, me and the catcher.
Okay.
So is that like a back and forth, or is the catcher calling that and you're agreeing?
I mean, I can give him the no. I mean, if he sees me struggling and I shake off a couple fastballs, then he kind of knows.
Call timeout and come out.
Yeah, he'll come out and say, "Well, you want to go with Alan?
Yeah.
What do you think's working?"
Yeah.
He'll try to calm me down, but like you said, when you're in that position struggling, you got to try to find it somehow or another.
Yeah.
So just try them all. Which one's a strike?
Yeah, and so like you might all of a sudden throwing a lot of breaking balls,
right?
Or something, or off speed. Like, did you have an off speed pitch that you threw?
Actually, my changeup started getting good as I climbed the ladder.
Yeah,
I had to learn to, and I threw two different kind of changeups, just a straight one and a football change. But then again,
what's a football change? You got to tell us.
Well,
you're holding it like a football.
Mine's like a palm ball back in my palm. But when I come to release it, I just turn my hand.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like
throwing a football.
Yeah, it's kind of like a slurve. It's change up anyway, so it's moving a little bit. So
it's just a slow curve coming across.
And hopefully the guys guess. And if you can do that, get it close 3-1, 2-0 when they're getting ready to swing out their heinies anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll chase that change up.
Oh yeah. And then what's your other change up?
Just a regular straight change and the circle change.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So mentally back in, how are you navigating through this? Because I mean, so you're coming from Jackson, which you didn't have any guidance. I mean, you were.
Well, no, but in Jackson, there was no roadmap, dude.
Yeah, there's no roadmap. I'm not blaming that. I'm just.
No, that's right.
I mean, here you are. You're coming out there. I'm just going back to whenever I'm 18. Man, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know. All I cared about was just having a good time. And so now you're trying to navigate through all this stuff, and you're trying to get into the dance at the same time.
Right.
What kind of roller coaster are you on mentally back then? I mean, is there? Is there?
There's got to be a lot of ups and downs.
My God.
There's always ups and downs. And there was,
Or do you just settle in and just kind of go for the ride?
Well, I mean, you start looking at stats, because it's
That's the money maker.
It is your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to,
Yeah, you can't go too bad.
Yeah, because your flight might leave the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the movie Major League. You go in the locker, you see something in your locker. It's like, hey, might not be a good thing here.
Yeah.
And did you see that happen a lot?
Well, spring training, all the time. You've seen it all the time.
Just
spring training
guys go back and it's in their locker.
Yeah,
Coaches won't even come talk to it.
You need to go see such and such and get your ticket. Your plane ticket. So
you're out of here.
Luckily, I was never released out of a spring training.
Brutal.
I
mean, that's brutal.
That is.
Just crushing men's dreams.
Well, so like, how long? Pudge makes a good point there. How long did it take you to kind of settle into the life? Like, you're going from Jackson boy coming out like. Nobody from Jackson had ever done that before.
But, actually probably 84, 85.
Well, Randy Ridge had kind of left and went, not the baseball route,
baseball,
but I mean, and you'd had some guys that went on and played college ball that you knew.
Right.
Is your I mean, did you just kind of have to turn Jackson off because back then you didn't have technology really,
right?
So I mean, did you just kind of have to turn Jackson off and now here's your life? I mean, you're in Montana, dude.
Right? Yeah. There's a 3-hour difference out there too.
Yeah. There's 3-hour difference in a world in lifetime.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean,
no
it's
doubt.
just. That's a different place.
So how long did it take you to settle and be like, okay, I get this baseball life?
I think after maybe the first year of spring training, like 84.
Yeah.
You realized it wasn't going to kill you maybe. And
then I started, just settling in then, I think, in 84. And then,
relaxing your game a little bit.
85 and 86 become a little easier because now I'm used to leaving, coming home in the off season. Start working out in February, get ready for March. And,
what kind of workouts would you do?
Basically anything I could.
Here?
Yeah, in Jackson. I mean, I would find a gym somewhere or I'd go out and long toss or something. But I was the kind of guy, I'd always go to spring training maybe a week or two early.
Yeah.
So I can get used to the mound because you can get your arm and everything ready in the off season by just tossing. Mm-hmm. But once you put them spikes on, start throwing off the mound, the shin splints start hitting. So I always tried to go a couple of weeks early and throw off the mound down there.
Really?
Yeah, so that would help me out a little bit. But the arm was ready.
Yeah,
I always had the arm at least, raring to go, ready to go.
So you're basically just out here playing pass with somebody?
Playing long toss. I used to like to throw a lot of long toss.
Yeah,
that's where a lot of your fastball.
Yep.
Do that and then work on the mound, for 2 weeks. Then I'm ready for game action. Hopefully.
I mean, you're a pro, so this is what whenever you come home, you got to stay tuned up.
Well, and then as the season goes on, the pitchers work out every day.
Oh yeah,
doing long toss and everything else. I mean, how many pitches are you throwing a day? I mean, you might not be going full bear every day, right?
Right.
Or do you every day? I mean, really bear down and throw full.
If I haven't thrown, if we haven't gotten a game like in a couple 3 days, they'll have you during the game throw on the side, for the catchers.
Yeah.
But if you're on hot streak 7 days, you're probably just resting.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much starting pitchers every 5th day. When you just start every 5th day. Relievers mainly what I done was a reliever. You got to be ready every night.
Yeah.
Unless you threw 4 or 5 innings the night before. Yeah. Of course you're going to get tomorrow off. I'm still a little sore, to that nature. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, pitch counts are a big deal, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, they're watching that close.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not going to throw a guy's arm out.
No, not at all. That's like in '85 when I was telling you I was in Jamestown, New York, with Randy Johnson when he came out of USC.
Oh yeah, you played with Randy Johnson.
Well, he come to us in '85. He was on that pitch count thing. Randy would either strike out 6 in a row or walk 8. There was,
and then he's out of the game.
Yeah, because once he gets his 50 pitch,
so he's on your team.
Yeah, in '85. I played with him '85 and '86.
Really?
Now, when he was young coming into it, was he pretty wild?
Very wild. Yeah.
Control issues.
He threw it behind your back. He had to see where it was wrong. And he wouldn't do it on purpose. It's just the control that he had.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's 6'10". He throws 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, guy's a giant.
I wouldn't want to be in the batter's box with him.
I mean, he's a giant.
He's throwing 90. He's 6'10", throwing 98 miles an hour.
Damn near, yeah.
Hell, he's halfway to the plate when he releases.
What are you throwing at that age?
I mean, about
92,
I could probably top out probably at 91, maybe 90. I think I've hit 90 a couple times. I'm usually just a high 80 kind of guy. Pretty much there.
What was he throwing, dude?
He was throwing about that. He was, he would top out high 90s, not high 90s, but
he just had such a different motion, didn't he? Though I mean, because he's so damn tall.
Right.
I mean, that changes the game a
little bit. Yeah.
Like he's 6'10".
Yeah, 6'10".
Oh yeah.
I tried to get him in my Chevette there in '85, but I had a little Chevette, not a Corvette. You ought to see that. That was funny. 6'10" in a Chevette.
Yeah.
You're not small.
No, I could fit in my Chevette back in the day. 6'10" was a little rough to put in a Chevette.
So were you guys like, you played together for 2 years? Were you
85.
you guys pretty close acquaintances,
Oh yeah,
buddies.
me and him and a couple of our catchers went and seen. You know, we did concerts. You know, down to Hollywood, Florida.
Oh man, so, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have off days. We go do things.
Did you stay in touch with him over the years?
Oh yeah, over the years, even when he was with Arizona. Actually, he left me some tickets. Even when my career was over, I knew the hotel they was all staying in. You know, like some of my buddies. I would call and he'd leave me tickets at the at the field at Riverfront. You know, this is 3 or 4 years after I was done and he was still with Arizona. And then we'd go out and have a couple drinks or something.
So sports has just been great for you, really.
Oh yeah, I've met a lot of great people.
Met a lot of great people.
Oh yeah,
what a life! I mean, I'm just thinking. I keep going back to this. 18 years old, coming off Wood Avenue, and now all of a sudden, boom. Pro baseball.
Montana. I mean, like he's in Alberger's house signing a contract one night. He's pitching the next night in Helena, Montana.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
now are you guys like riding buses to games and stuff?
Oh boy,
or the bus leagues they call it or something?
Oh, that Pioneer League. Yeah. I mean, we'd get done playing in Calgary, Canada, which was our home game.
Yeah,
we'd have to be in like Idaho Falls to play the Oakland A's the next night. 14 hours on that bus.
Oh my God! I mean, so you'd be done. You'd go grab a shower, get on the bus. They'd probably throw you a sandwich or something.
A lot of times we couldn't even go to the hotel because we'd be leaving like Calgary like at midnight, and by the time we got over to Idaho, if we was on time, we could check in the hotel real quick and take no BP. Yeah. But no, a lot of times we just have to go straight to the field after that ride. Oh. Good thing it was a 3-game series because the first night was always a little rough.
I would think, man. 14 hours on the bus.
You can only play cards so long.
Oh God, I bet those were brutal.
They were brutal. Yeah, especially that league. There wasn't anything close.
And, it was all bus.
Yeah, they got your life. So I mean,
pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, people think you're out living this rock star lifestyle. No, you're grinding your ass off playing baseball.
Well, $600 a month, a 14-hour bus ride was not making a lot of money back in them days.
Yeah,
playing the game because you loved it.
yeah. Man. Well, I mean, it'll test you, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it did. It did.
Are there guys that start doing that and just say, you know what, man, I can't do this? I mean, did you ever see a guy quit?
I've seen people
see a guy quit.
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys, just can't take it no more, and they would just they would give up on it. But
it's kind of rare though to see a guy quit, probably. Because I mean, everybody's chasing
especially at that level.
Yeah, I mean, so like once you get settled in, man, and I mean, you had to be feeling somewhat satisfied with the progress.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to hang in there for 7 spring training. So
man. I mean, and then like though when it came to an end, were you feeling like, man, my arm just doesn't have it anymore, or was it or what was that like? I mean, that's got to be a tough.
You mean after the 1990 Cleveland?
Yeah,
Indians?
like let's say your last season. Then I don't know. Like, had you already signed for the next year, or like was
after the 90s?
Were you looking for a team again?
Well, at that point now, considered baseball wise an old man at 26.
Oh yeah,
because you got younger kids coming up.
Sure,
they're looking now. They're needing 23, 22 year olds. Me at 26, starting to feel like the old veteran. Well, he hasn't been in the major leagues yet.
They start asking if you want a manager spot.
Want to come to spring training and
help the pitchers.
Right. Yeah, which that happens a lot. Yeah. But
Did you ever have an opportunity like that? I mean, did you think about it?
I'd probably love to have been a scout after my playing days. I just didn't pursue it. But I'd have loved to have it, around here, just going around and hunting talent, watching baseball games. That would have been an awesome job to have. Yeah.
Well, I feel like we could make that happen.
I mean, I would like to have done that. Yeah.
I feel like we could. I feel like there's a ton of money, just dumped into baseball here.
Well, okay, so it comes to an end.
Yeah.
Did the team just release you?
Yeah, after the 90 season.
Okay. And then did you even look for another team at that point, or were you like, man,
actually by that time
I'm getting too old for it, or what?
Yeah, I had decided probably about it's time to go on with life. You know what I mean? So
so where you at mentally then? I mean, are you married or you have kids?
Yeah, I was married with my oldest son, living in Wellston, and I was working. I think I'm still in Columbus. I've always worked in Columbus, in and out of Columbus, but for about 4 years. But then it got to 95.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the guard shack at Pillsbury, a security guard.
Okay.
Gene Bennett, an old scout for the Reds, used to be in this area from Portsmouth. Somehow or another, he got the number of me somehow.
Yeah.
And that was during the strike year. 95. So after 4 years of not playing, I had the itch, when he called and said the Reds would like to see you in Plant City, Florida as a replacement guy. Didn't really like that at first, but
you thought, what?
It's you're paying me. It's a vacation. I got one more shot at it. You know, you never know what might happen. So
So you did it?
Oh yeah, I went. Yeah. I went.
Now, when you do that, do you have to quit the job that you have?
I let my boss at Pillsbury know what would happen. This was Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I was in spring training Monday morning in Plant City. I got in the car, loaded up, went there, and walked out on the field with Don Gullett and Pat Bowden and Davey Johnson was the manager at that time.
Yeah.
Threw for about 10 minutes, and they said sign him. So I was like, okay, well, we'll go from there. But the strike, and I stayed, 2-3 weeks. I think 3 weeks of spring training. Then they had settled the strike. So Marge sent us all home.
Yeah.
Did you meet her while you was doing all that?
Yeah. She's in the locker room. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Davey Johnson. He didn't like us replacement guys down there.
I was gonna say, how did they treat you guys?
Well, Ray Knight pretty much ran us. Davey Johnson was kind of ignoring us, but he had put something in the paper down there about calling replacement players like a travesty. It's not like we were all has-beens. I mean, we did have some experience behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but everybody played baseball at a high level, dude.
Right? Yeah. But after that came out in the paper, Davey Johnson saying that, Marge come in the locker room the next day, and we had like a little meeting.
Yeah.
She kind of was pointing the finger at him a little bit, saying, this is what we got, and we will open up opening day with this group right here, if need to be.
Yeah.
She was kind of pointing the finger at Davey. You're going to take this team whether you like it or not. You're under contract. So.
She was basically saying, but if we get a chance to settle, we're going to settle.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Everybody knew.
Yeah, we all knew that. Yeah. We'd watch Sports Center.
I bet that was a fun 3 weeks, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. I liked it. Yeah. Got a couple innings in. Ate a lot of Advil,
I bet. Did you notice a big difference after being off that long?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how long did it take you to find your game again? Or did you ever find it?
I think I only had like 11 innings the whole 3 weeks I was there, so I didn't really throw a whole bunch.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of pitchers' arms were sore.
Yeah, I'd say.
They wouldn't overwork us. But yeah, a lot of Advil. It was hurt. So I tried it one more time, because you always got that itch in the back of your mind.
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, I can totally see that. I mean,
so you're at that time, though, you're 32?
20, let's see, I'd have been 95. Yeah, probably, pretty much. Yeah. Would I have been 32? Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you had been back here then. See, I guess I didn't even know that you were ever here.
Yeah.
95, you'd have been 30.
Yeah, 30.
65.
Right, yeah.
I guess the whole time in the 90s, whenever I was growing up, I just thought you were gone.
No.
Well, no, that's when you were playing softball. And
I was playing men's softball, hanging out
with Kenny and a lot of those guys.
Yeah, I lived in Wellston for a while there too, so I wasn't around Jackson as much back in the day.
So still staying pretty active then with baseball.
Trying to, just in case, Yeah. Yeah, trying to stay. Don't want to get too big.
Yeah.
Trying to play some kind of sport, exercise.
Yeah.
Do you? You still pay a lot of attention to locally? Do you pay attention to the Jackson stuff?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And see what's going on? I mean, man, that's just...
Well, and then you had a son that was active at Olentangy Orange, right?
Right, yeah.
And you coached in the little leagues up there as well as didn't you help them? And I mean, so you've been very close to the game.
Oh, yeah. And then Ryan, my oldest son, like I said, he went to a high Dominican.
Yeah.
So when Steve Little was actually the coach at Olentangy, the Braves, Steve would let me go over there and use his field to, catch my boy Ryan, because Ryan was at a high Dominican.
Yeah. Okay.
So Steve was nice and let us work out. Then I did coach some OYA baseball. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So now, do you enjoy coaching and instructing?
Yeah. My job don't allow me too much now because of the work schedule. And, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But all the kids are grown now, so I don't have no one to play with.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Do you have any grandkids?
No. I got all boys.
Okay.
I mean, no grandkids.
Not yet.
Couple dogs.
Couple dogs. There you go, bud. Yeah.
Well, so one of the reasons why you're here is and we're going to talk about it after the show whenever we go Facebook Live.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, coming from the guy, because the lives kind of go away. The Facebook Lives. They kind of, after we do those, we delete them basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But now this is going to be out there forever. Okay.
Yeah.
On YouTube. I mean. So whenever it comes, and I know you've kind of publicly told Chad or both of us that you don't think you're the GOAT.
No, there's a lot of good athletes that come out of the school. I mean, I'm humbled.
I don't know how you're. I don't know how you're.
He was telling me earlier. I'm honored to be on the list.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to not have you as a GOAT.
Oh, I mean, I don't think. I think it's impossible.
I think it's yeah. So what's your thoughts on this JHS goat thing? So I mean, what's some things you think you would rank that by? So right now
that's what we're struggling with.
We are really struggling with how to rank this thing.
Criteria
wise.
Well, like right now we got a calculator. I don't know if you saw it on any of them.
Right.
You get like 1 point for
a letter,
1 point for all league, 1 point for like if your team's ever won a championship, what else? Like 1 if you played pro or college.
But we were talking about taking some of that, maybe just take all college stuff out. Because I use you as an example, okay?
Right.
It was a different day. The Expos had a tryout at Jackson High School.
Right.
It was just a different day.
Yeah, it's different time. Yeah,
you know. Right. So I mean, do you rank that? Or I mean, where do you put that? Where do you put Then you talked about Jared Humphreys.
Yeah.
So Jared goes and plays 5 years D1 at Kent.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, what do you think the comparison is right there?
Well, there's no really comparison.
Not to you and Jared,
right, yeah.
but to like when you went into the minor league system,
right,
versus going into college. Like, what was the difference other than guidance with you?
I really can't tell you the difference. I mean, it's the point thing would probably. I mean, I'd have loved to went to college. You know what I mean?
If you had to do over again, would that have been your route?
Probably. I mean,
Well, but I mean,
but I see other guys.
But like the pro thing, like you were getting some pretty intense coaching there,
right? Oh yeah, I played.
Or did you feel like you maybe jumped ahead of college?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
I mean,
I did.
I could see that ranking.
I mean,
there
it's
with,
both. Like, that's a great question.
Yeah,
right.
Like, is the development that's happening? Would you say it's similar to a guy that's playing D1 college baseball and a guy that's playing in the rookie league?
Yeah, I think it's similar.
Or do you think that like the rookie league might be
next level?
I would think it might be a little bit next level in the fact that you're dealing with pro athletes and they own you.
How many D1 graduates
were in that
on
rookie
your team?
Oh man, all kinds. We got Wichita State. I mean, they're all from college. There was maybe 3 high school kids on that cavalry team. I was one.
So it's tough.
So
to get on there as a high school
this
kid.
is great because I've never had a chance to ask anybody this. This was wonderful.
Yeah, they was mainly college graduates. There was like maybe 3 of us.
So this is
so you were younger than everybody,
right? Yeah. I signed out of high school, and I think there was 2 other boys.
I mean, you got to be really good to do that.
Okay, now you would know this because you're an old school JHS guy in sports. Okay, so then you get into like the Bobby X lines.
Right, yeah.
The Roger Haydens,
right.
Danny Crothers.
Right.
They all go play what you, I think, right?
Roger Haydn, I think, signed with the Reds.
Yeah, I think he did back in the day.
And Bob Exline signed with the Reds.
Yeah.
Did Bob play for High State?
Well, he went, and he and Woody couldn't get along, I guess, is what the legend is. And so he went and signed with the Reds.
I mean, man,
I've heard a lot about Bob Exline. I've heard he was one of the better athletes.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, we've talked about this. And like, I know my dad's an advocate. He always says, he's like, man, you gotta split this into eras.
I think we're going to
because the games are so different.
That might be a thought.
From time to time. Like, I mean, because, like, let's take football, for example.
Right.
The game of football in the last 10 years has completely changed. I mean, when we all played, everybody was lining up in the I and the lane T and running over people and doing all that. Now they're all spread out. They're throwing the ball. It's basketball on grass, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
it really is. It's basketball on grass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah. Back in the 80s, it was like lining the fullback up. Late 70s, you know what I mean? It's fullback, tailback.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You don't even see a fullback these days. It's like everybody's.
Yeah, and we would throw a pass. I mean, when we had guys that could do it, we would pass. But, like, I mean, if you think about it, we weren't throwing more than, 10, 15 times a game?
Yeah, fast, like 6.
Yeah. I mean, and the rest of the time, I mean, we're cramped. We might have a tailback with 200 yards.
Now,
that's true.
Now, and I'm just an old. I was a fat kid that grew up in Jackson. I'm just telling you. I'm asking things.
Yeah.
What was the difference between you and Montgomery? Like, how did his journey go versus yours? Like, and I don't know.
Were you guys about the same age?
Yeah, actually, we was in the same league that year in '83.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I went to, like I told you, I met the team in Helena.
Yeah.
From Helena, we went over to Billings and played the Reds. Jeff was at Billings.
Oh, okay.
And that's who beat us in the championship that year. Was us against the Billings.
Did you know him? Like, Jackson boy?
Well, yeah. I got to talk to him. Yeah, I know him. I actually faced him. I was a freshman at Jackson.
So he was older than you?
Yeah, 3 years. He graduated. I was a freshman. He was a senior.
It's like 1980 or something. 81.
something like that. Yeah, faced him in high school a couple times when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Okay.
He played at Marshall.
Yeah, he went to Marshall and then got drafted. But he had the difference between me and him probably is, I mean, he had more experience at the time.
Well, he
better
took the
control.
college route. Like,
yeah, I
I guess my
Threw a lot of
question
games,
is like
he was a smart pitcher, good pitcher. Yeah.
You're 18 up there
Right.
with the men.
Right.
You know, which common back then.
And he played D1 ball. I'd helped him out. He was good in high school and smart pitcher.
He kind of I don't want to say slows it down a little bit and says,
Right.
okay, I'm not going to jump up to that level till maybe
Well,
I'm
it did slow
21
it
or
down.
22.
Yeah, I mean, it would slow it down.
It would slow it down a little bit because, you know, I mean, do you think maybe that had something to do with it a little bit? Maybe just the course, you know, that both of those were taken? Because I'm thinking, I mean, dude, you're in there with the pros at 18.
Yeah, me at 18 wasn't quite as experienced as his 4 years at Marshall.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, he had a little experience coming in. You know,
God
'cause
love
playing
you,
D1.
Haller, but that's not it.
Right.
You know, that
No,
baseball
is he,
Jackson's not the same thing.
Now, like, was he a starter or a reliever?
He was a short guy.
Yeah, that's right, short reliever. Yeah.
Even in that league back then, he had a lot of saves for him.
Yeah. Did you play against him in high school?
Just 1 year.
Yeah,
when I was a freshman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 1 year. Never got to hit off of him, but I did face the other guy, Rick Merker. He was a lefty to about high 80s too.
There was what's crazy is you know, from a Jackson guy. Now that we're talking about this goat, you know, you and Montgomery are the only ones that kind of really went into pro status.
Yeah.
For a while there, I guess.
Well, that's period in
Well,
history
yeah.
that I'm aware of. Well, since I mean,
Yeah.
from then till now that I can think of, can you?
Yeah.
You've
No.
got the number one cornhe's in the
Oh yeah, we
in
got
the world is from here.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not, that's honorable mention. I'm not counting that.
He's the best in the world, Chad.
Hey, now.
But I mean, that I know of, you and Jeff Montgomery are the only two pro athletes that I can think of. That, unless Jamie Lewis did any time in the WNBA,
I don't think
know if
so,
she
man.
did.
I don't think so.
I don't think she
know.
did.
Yeah.
Can you think of any?
I mean, no.
And I mean, I think people really, really, truthfully underestimate.
Well,
what
John
pro
Chafin,
athletes-
there's a kid from Wellston, John Chafin. I think he played with the White Sox for a few years.
Oh, did he
in the
really?
80s.
Did he?
I think he was in
Did he
the-
really?
he was in the
Okay.
minor leagues,
I didn't
believe.
know. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I think so. Don't
Has
quote me
Oak Hill
on
ever had anybody in
I'm not the guy to answer
that
that.
was
but-
in you know the
pro?
developmental leagues even or whatever. I mean,
it. Not that I can think
minor or
of right
major.
off
I
the
don't
bat.
think so. I mean,
Who was who would you put in it from Jackson? Who's your pick?
For the GOAT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many good athletes. Shoot,
Your answer should be me.
Well, yeah, me. All right, yeah, put me in. Get me in the running somehow. But yeah, that's hard. And like I said, you know,
Who was the hardest football player that you had on your team? Who was the best football player that you played against or played with at Jackson?
played with.
Yeah.
Oh man, shoot, I'd probably have to go back to.
Other than yourself.
No, my sophomore year. I mean, like I said, that '81 class.
Oh,
had
they were good, dude. Yeah.
Just watching them as a youngster, as a sophomore, you know, you
Yeah.
can name any one of them. You know, Randy Williams was.
Yeah.
He was an awful hard hitter. You don't want to be.
But I mean, if you're thinking of your era in Jackson football when you played, and you said, "Man, that dude was a man." Like, who would you say just hands down?
Oh, Brian Landrum.
Oh my,
Brian
yeah,
Landrum
I
would,
forgot about him.
He
man.
would punish you as a running back. Yeah.
He was a man.
He was the MVP of the league, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
1980, I think it was.
79 or 79. 79 I think.
Okay, I've heard that name.
Yeah. Now, what about was Finnick anywhere in there?
Oh yeah, Finnick. Yeah, he was. When I was a junior, he was a senior. Yeah, he was on my team. So
Yeah.
I'd give it to him, like you said, in my era.
It's
Yeah.
pretty hard, pretty hardcore there,
Oh yeah,
man. I
he was
mean,
hardcore, yeah.
What about okay? So now let's go basketball. Who would have been? Who would you put as your best? I mean, because to date, at that point in 1983 or 84, you are on paper the second best to ever play the game.
Yeah.
And I've heard from several people that wasn't even your best sport.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know which one was my best one. I just like playing the ball.
Yeah.
Well, Walburn, I'll throw him.
Right.
Matt Walburn, I was talking to him. I told him about today, and he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "That guy's incredible," because he was another one, Steve Walburn's son,
Right,
ball
yeah.
boy on the basketball team,
Right, yeah.
and he goes, "What's crazy about Al Collins?" He said that wasn't even his best sport. You know, I'd
Right.
say he was meaning baseball.
Right,
You know,
probably, yeah.
but,
well, I mean, he went pro. At
yeah,
baseball.
we're pro baseball, but
Right.
who would you say, man, basketball?
Who were other
hands-
basketball
yeah.
players that you would you would give mention to?
Oh, basketball. Oh, shoot. In my era?
Your era.
Yeah, your era.
Yeah.
What you know about the game?
Well, like you said, Rick Milburn might be up there. He played all three sports.
Oh, yeah. He's a good athlete. Yeah.
Football, basketball, baseball. Matt Bonzo had, you could always throw him in there in 82.
Yeah.
Another name I've heard all my life. Never met him.
Matt,
I know Milburn.
Now Matt was. I mean, he was a sneaky good athlete.
Yeah, I mean, he was like.
I've heard his name.
I loved playing basketball with Matt because he was the kind of point guard. He was a smart
he'd
point
feed
guard.
it to the.
Oh, he would disc.
Yeah.
Penetrate, dish off to you. So that's where a lot of them wide open jump shots could come from.
Yeah.
By having a good point guard.
Right.
You just don't get that all the time. So.
And then so you got all those guys. You probably missed Pat Stevens. You're probably a little older than him.
No, actually, Pat was he was a freshman, sophomore, I think. Yeah, actually, Pat started a couple games.
He's the other name on that list.
Yeah, he will be on that list. I forgot about
the all-time leading scorer. I think he's on
that
list.
But I graduated. I didn't know. Did Pat play baseball too? I
think he did. I think he did. I think he was a three-sport guy.
I know he could shoot the lights out of him.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I remember he worked his ass off out of it.
Yeah, him and Mike back in the day.
You'd show up at the gym down there for like football workouts, and here'd be Pat in the gym.
Hey, speaking of shoot the lights out, shout out Eric Trago. He just got out of getting his liver replaced.
All right. Hey, thoughts and prayers about it.
He's still in the hospital.
Good.
Yeah,
Did everything going well so far?
Look like it from
I hope
Facebook.
so.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know Trago? You know Trigger?
Yeah.
And he's your age. You said shoot the lights out.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was a guy that could have been a great basketball player then. He was really good. And hey, Eric, shout out, bud.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get you home, bud.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing though. This all the stories that I've heard of Al Collins, and I just heard one the other day about you playing softball with Rich Hughes over there on by the cemetery.
Yeah,
playing with those guys, and I mean, just he said how it was all the time.
Right? Yeah. Love to play.
You just loved it.
Oh, I could play 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
Do you think like okay? So, and I know how you were because I had guys that were my age. Shane Wolford was around my age.
Another good
Andy Oinder.
Right.
They lived like you. Okay, they were just ate up, just everything ball.
Yeah.
I never see kids like that now.
No, not today.
Now I see kids ate up with ball. Abrams ate up with ball.
Right, yeah, but he, I mean,
not to that level.
Different. Yeah,
Right.
it's totally
It's just
different.
a different day,
we've talked about it 100 times on here, and Al and I were even talking a little about it when he got here. The thing that's somewhat lost are those pickup games.
Right, yeah.
In every sport, man.
Yeah, they are.
Hell, we were talking, it wounds up that, like, his group before, my group's age, they played at the same places, dude.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, they'd sneak in Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
And they'd play where you had to pull the ball. I mean, you played on that church parking lot.
Right,
I mean, And I mean... I don't see games like that going on now.
Up until about Tyler's age, they did that. I mean, my group would do that.
Right.
And then so I'm 40. You're
57.
57. And so up until about probably 30 years old. But I don't. Do you see that coming back with kids? I mean, you're in Columbus now, right?
Right.
So,
did your boy, was he playing pickup and stuff like that?
No, my boy. Well, he played all three sports too for a longest time.
So he's busy.
Yeah, he was busy. He played all three sports.
Yeah.
But I lived on a corner. My house was on a corner.
Yeah.
So the neighborhood kids, when he was smaller, they'd all be out there.
See, that's great.
Football game, and I'm the all-time quarterback.
Oh, that's
great.
great.
We're playing 4-on-4, and I'm the all-time quarterback. But he was like that.
Yeah.
I bet you loved it,
Because as a dad, you got to teach them to get their toes in bounds.
Yeah. Well, you probably loved that all-time quarterback role.
Yeah. I was working on my passing as he was keeping his toes in bounds.
No shame in it. No, I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
But that helped him out as he got to the high school level because he was the little / Wes Welker type, short kind of slot guy.
Yeah.
So
what was his favorite sport?
Probably football. He
really?
lived and died football, but he played some baseball. He's pretty good too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Man.
So what would you say to guys like me and Chad that are in here now? I mean, man, you're a pro athlete. What would you have us doing with our kids that you could take away from your whole journey? Go back to whenever you were 10 years old, and then take it to whenever you were 30 years old. So you spent 20 years eating, sleeping, breathing, living ball.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Still
love it as of today.
And still love, but I'm saying it was your job for 20 of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
What would you, what are some things that helped you coming out of Jackson? Anything, or did you have to pick it up on the way?
Just kind of played it by ear and picked it up on the way. Like I was telling Chad was asking me about my arm, and I told him beforehand, my dad used to make me pick up the walnuts out the yard. So if I'm going to be out there an hour when I'm young, I just started putting milk jugs all over the woods. And, I'm gonna make a game out of it. Yeah. If I'm gonna be out here an hour throwing walnuts all day, I'm just going to start making a game of it. So
you would just take those jugs and that way you just beat them around all over.
It was kind of like my strike zone or something. I had to make it something if I want to be out there picking up.
And you kind of learn how to aim the ball and do that.
It's about the same size as a baseball, somewhat.
So like think of a kid now.
But now kids, I don't know if they do that now. You're right.
I don't know.
Think of a kid now. Let's say that little Al Collins comes through JHS right now.
Right.
You're going to have so many people grab a hold of that kid and try to guide him and do what they want to do with him and send him where they want to send him and and back in, hell, you were borderline celebrity. Nobody's coming up to you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, like you think about it, like now, and we were talking about this before, like right now, a kid that starts playing baseball or football or anything, okay, hell, hitting lessons, pitching lessons, speed and strength training.
Yeah, you got so much right now.
I mean, we didn't. I'd never seen a box to jump on and off of, or never done like any of these drills.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it's bad, but like it's just different. I mean, we were just
different
playing
rules.
outside.
Rules have changed.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
I'm not seeing anything that's skill building.
Well, no, it's just
I'm seeing a lot of games, seeing a lot of practice, but like I'm not seeing a lot of kids like taking a baseball bat out in their gravel driveway and seeing how far they can ping a rock.
Right, and that's kind of what it used to be.
That's
right. Yeah.
We
all used to do it. Yeah.
That's how everybody.
Well,
did.
like we grew up. I mean, I guarantee you, every man sitting at this table has broke a window with a hard baseball.
For sure.
And it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, that was.
We all have done that.
You didn't have to beg us to go outside and play pass or catch or anything.
I mean, I maybe we sound like just a bunch of old dads sitting here, but it's like, well, back in the day, bud, but I'm telling you, we would occupy an entire day.
Oh yeah,
in the summers doing that shit.
Oh heck yeah!
I mean,
I'd leave in the morning on my bicycle. You might not see me till it gets dark.
Yeah.
And we didn't have cell phones and all that back in the day.
No,
it's just kind of like
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, down there in my neighborhood, my dad would come out the front door, Chud! Yeah, that's how you knew. Man. There's your phone call.
Yep.
Yeah,
the old Rocky Balboa.
You knew it dark. I knew it dark. It was. I had to go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But nobody worried about shit then. Now, I mean, in our young dad defense, us right now, are you comfortable with your son being gone all from dawn till dark?
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of weirdos, dude. I mean, I don't know. It's different.
I should be. Now I will say, like my not my outlaw side, but the side that got me maybe drinking and chewing and doing the bad shit that I do. I probably picked that up whenever I was outside of that house from
very possible.
Well, I mean, shit like that's going to happen though. Well, they're going to learn that anyway.
Well, the guys that weren't doing that probably didn't pick it up till a lot later.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is though, like, I mean, my point is that one of the nice things about Jackson, we would have less worries about our kids being out there all day like that. I mean, but I mean, I still think that we're all a little bit. I mean, shit, dude. Sometimes I get nervous if my kids are out riding bikes with our neighborhood kids.
Right.
Yeah. There's something they've been going for an hour or two. I'm thinking, where in the hell are they?
And you was fighting your way across the bridge.
Yeah.
Whenever you were our boys' age, you met him earlier.
Whenever you were fighting, guys.
You were fighting.
Well, not necessarily all the time, but sometimes sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Get by in life. It happens.
Yeah.
And you stayed pretty well close with all your buddies in from Jackson. I mean, they still, there's a group of them that still.
And actually, I wish we'd get the alumni basketball team back. I mean, I kind of look forward to that every year.
You enjoyed that?
Would
you play?
Even right now, well, sure I would.
See?
Oh, dude, that's great.
How old did you say you were?
Let's see, when Tim Dobbins moved, our point guard, we don't have nobody now.
You're 57?
57, yeah.
That's so my dad jerked a knot in our ass the other night. I said,
and this is a good point.
Yeah, there it is. I said, man,
it's just being made again.
Yeah, I was all banged up. I go to boxing in the mornings,
right?
And my body's hurt,
right?
And I was whining about it. And Dad said, "Well, you guys are soft." He says, he goes, I was playing in alumni basketball tournament up until I was 50.
Is that what he said?
And he was.
There he is.
And it was, I mean, I've told that story 2 or 3 times, but it's like, and now you prove it again.
Well, I was like, hey, man, tip it off. Let's go. I'll play.
Hey, we'll play. There you go.
Do you still play pickup or anything?
Oh yeah, I still got to shoot free throws every now and again.
Really?
Yeah, and I got a YMCA membership up.
Okay.
We go over there. You need to swim. And I'll go shoot some free throws or something in the gym.
Will you ever get down to full court? Just go with it, 5-on-5?
Well, we'll try that, but but I'd try it. Yeah, sure. I don't know how I'd feel afterwards.
You think you still got to move there? Could you cross somebody over? You think?
I'd rather stay out on my wing, but I could probably.
You're not looking to drive. You're in range when you get off.
Yeah,
the
I would
bus.
try. I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever presents itself.
Do you ever see yourself coming back, moving back?
We've talked about that.
Have you?
Jeannie. The wife's got. She'll be on her last year of teaching. Next year she'll retire after next year.
Damn, I can't.
We thought about it.
Have you?
Yeah, but we just built a brand new home, so we've only been there 4 years. So but we've been looking around. It's possible.
Well, I think you could always come back here. I mean, I'm not trying to get you to do that, but I think you could come back here with open arms. I've never heard a bad word about you, man. I mean, as far as
appreciate that.
What a pleasure. Dude.
What a pleasure. I'm tickled to death. I finally got a chance to meet you. So thank you very much for coming in, man.
To meet you too.
Yeah,
Chad,
man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I tell you,
I love your show.
Thank you, man. I just can't tell you how much it means because we've literally heard that name all of our lives.
Well, like I said, I grew up. I don't know how many number 14 jerseys and stuff are in my house, and here I was just a little fat kid. Never got to
And hey, big shout out Al Berger too.
Oh yeah.
That guy was great to me too.
Oh yeah, I love that man. Yeah, he was a great guy to a lot of people.
He just passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago I believe it was. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, he was just super. I don't think I've ever heard another bad word about that guy.
No. I don't think
a lot of people, the thing about Al, he was so humble as well.
Right.
Albert, like nobody knew he was a scout for basketball, baseball.
LA Lakers.
He was.
He knew some people just behind the scenes that you didn't think
he
knew. But,
I know.
Did you hear his name going on like in your careers ever? Were you like, damn, man? Like,
well, I always tried to stay in touch with him, call him or something. He knows. He helped me out tremendously. If I don't go to that camp and he don't bring that scout. Like you said, where would I be at 18, 19?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, what am I doing?
And that
You're
kid,
right.
that kid in Jackson now that doesn't have like that somebody doesn't reach out and help, they end up in a pretty bad way.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've buried a lot of them. Honestly, it's a different day.
Yes, it is.
But if you don't grab a hold of that kid nowadays, that kid turns out totally different. And I mean, Al Berger, that's a life changing event.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
he was a good man.
Yep.
Well,
so,
Al,
hey guys,
man, thank you.
Tune into the
you
Goats.
guys.
Awesome.
Hey, also, Al has agreed he is going to be, if you're listening to this, he is going to be Tyler. Actually, we need to make this a commercial, so remember that. But hey, Al Collins has agreed he's coming back for April 9th for the Big Red Diamond Club. He is going to be one of the instructors at that thing. So we are limited to 200 kids. So get signed up, go to the Big Red Diamond Club Facebook page. But Al's going to come down and show the kids how they do it in the pros. Huh? So hit that like button, hit
like and subscribe.
See you.